Guys, what is up? It's Dusty here. I'm not sure exactly if that already went live, so let me just do it again. Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto live stream. Whoa, I'm excited today. We got a lot of stuff to share. I have a ton of crypto news over on the top, and I'm gonna try get this news to you guys as soon as possible. But obviously, we have a lot of stuff to talk about, so I recommend you guys to sit down, have a little beverage, and enjoy the show. As if you are a crypto holder, you're definitely gonna want to watch this all the way through. It's gonna be exciting. All right, I have so much stuff going on. First of all, I want to talk with you guys about what I think is the most exciting thing regarding XRP right now, and why I honestly believe that over the next couple of days the price could seriously increase still. Not even talking about TA. This is like logic right here. Then have a little bit about Elon Musk and XRP. It's kind of like some fun stuff that I want to kind of joke around with a little bit. We got some news regarding the SEC, which I think is also quite interesting. First US city to get into crypto was, I think, kind of funny. We got some miscellaneous talks about Bitcoin / the Bitcoin price / the Bitcoin TA, just some Bitcoin stuff, you guys understand. Matic, Polygon, and Polkadot. Couple of articles over. Got some more SEC Elon Musk. I'm just kind of looking over at the top here about the different articles that I have and the different information that I want to share. You guys can't really see. It's like, let me quickly see here. It's over. Can I move this? Let me, give me a second. I'm going to try and move this over so you guys can see. There you go. You can see at the top here, I'm just kind of reading off here what type of different, crypto news we got. We got some more Bitcoin stuff here. We got so much. It's insane here, guys. I have so much stuff to talk about. A lot of cool stuff about Cardano, about a billionaire, but I want to talk about that a little bit later as well. Instagram exploring NFTs. It's about to be a really juicy little episode. However, if we're regarding just the crypto market, nothing too much going on if you honestly ask me. It's not too crazy here. Earlier today, a lot of the crypto prices were going down, but when I look at it now, we're not really moving too crazy. I'm just going to quickly share this over in my my Telegram that we have started a live stream. Then we can get a crack-a-lackin'. Ooh, I think it might be the wrong link. Huh. Guys, can you quickly answer something for me, guys? Are you all seeing the right thumbnail, or does it still say like the same thumbnail as like the decoupled stuff? Is the thumbnail all right, guys? Can you guys check that out for me real quick? If the thumbnail is correct, or if I have like the same thumbnail twice on my channel. Maybe I made a mistake. Okay, you guys see like an Elon Musk on the on the thumbnail. It said big airdrop. All right, we're good to go then, guys. We're good to go. All right, so first of all here, what's going on in the near term, and why are we so excited about XRP like right around now? Well, honestly, guys, I think one of the main reasons why people are hoarding into XRP right now, and why there's a very good chance that the price is going to keep continuing to go up over the next about 4 days or so, is obviously because there's a really big airdrop coming for all XRP holders and Sologenic holders. XRP holders to receive $1 billion airdrop, says crypto investment platform Sologenic, as those are going to be the guys who are giving this money away. Then again, guys, they're not giving away $1 billion like that. They're giving away Sologenic. And in theory, what they're doing is basically making Sologenic worth less by giving so much of it away. So even though you are indeed receiving a huge amount of money, it's created out of thin air, like normal money, kinda. So I guess it's like the same. Then again, you might not be able to get as much money for it as you are, theoretically speaking, supposed to, have if you look at the face value right now. But most importantly, that's because people are most likely buying in right now with the anticipation of, hey, if I get my tokens right now and I hold them for about a week and I can actually claim the money that I get from this airdrop, it's like a plus. It's a win-win-win type of situation. So again, here you'll read, to claim the free Solo tokens, and I made a video about this explaining exactly what to do to get these tokens if you want them. To claim the free Solo tokens, crypto investors need to hold their Solo and or XRP on centralized exchanges that are supporting the airdrop or create a trust line from their private wallet to Sologenic. The snapshot for the airdrop will be taken on December 24th, and Sologenic will divvy up 100 million Solo apiece among the eligible XRP and Solo accounts, and investors who established trust lines will receive their tokens on January 20th, which is pretty damn quickly. But obviously, a lot of people are, oh, you guys are saying you're losing my feed? Are you guys good? Can you all see what I'm saying? We good, guys? Someone says we're losing your feed. I'm gonna open it up on my phone as well to see if the stream is fine. Nobody's responding in the chat box. Live feed is corrupted? What does that mean, guys? We good now? Can a couple more of you comment? Okay. Rebecca says feed is fine. David says I see you. It's fine now. Okay, guys, if it cuts out a couple of times, I have no idea. My internet is so ridiculous. Oh, wait a minute. I see some dropped frames. Never mind. Maybe that was why. I got 191 drop frames, about 1%. Sorry. All right. Not sure exactly what that is all about. Internet is doing really good, so not sure. All right. Let's continue on, though. So we got an airdrop coming up the 24th, and obviously people usually buy in quite severely a little bit before those specific dates. How you get the money for this, by the way? Guys, just check my channel. I made 2 different videos on how to claim this, but I will actually be making another video later today or tomorrow explaining the different steps that I've heard of and seen now, because apparently there might be a couple of different exchanges that are also going to be supporting this. And if there are, I definitely want to know about it. By the way, seeing we had a couple more dropped frames. I'm not exactly sure why this is going on sometimes, guys. So if the stream gets a little bit laggy, please stick with it. Understand that I am doing everything in my human power to make sure the stream is as smooth and juicy as possible. The only thing I can do is maybe buy a better laptop because the internet is so fast here. It's like insane. So I'm not exactly sure what it is all about. Maybe it's just laggy stuff. It could be also so. On the same line, though, I'll get you guys more information on this if you need it, because I understand whenever there's free money to be made, a lot of people complain, hey, I have some XRP, but I want more, but I don't have any more money. And these airdrops and things that sometimes show on the channel are like some of the easiest ways to get yourself some money for absolutely free with the cost of literally nothing. So I'm going to definitely try my best to get that stuff more over to you. So Sologenic is a new marketplace that will enable users to mint NFTs. Not too happy about that because I do think it'll corrupt the XP ledger a little bit more. As I've said before, guys, I'm all for NFTs. I think they're really good. But the reason I don't have that many or don't show that many or not talk about too many is purely because the way that NFTs are going on right now is mostly based upon hype and deception, where people are trying to make money off of you for that's like the only purpose. When in reality, I think it should be more about the use case of the NFTs. If I, for example, see an NFT that represents real estate or that talks about actual, like you can be in a specific community that allows you to go to certain events in real life, wow, can support that type of stuff, right? Or if it's like a specific voting right or something like that, hey, all cool. But if it's just a piece of art that is so literally crazily hyped with no volume afterwards, it's just a quick buy-in, investment round sold out, and then nobody will ever buy your NFT again, yeah, I don't appreciate that. And we see that a lot. So I'm not too big a fan, specifically on the XRP ledger. The majority of NFTs on there are just made purely to make money on you, to steal your money, basically. Not too big a fan, but I hope that eventually people will realize that a lot of these NFTs are just stupid. I don't think so, though. I think people like the quick money, the fast money opportunity. So I think it's kind of a corrupting thing. Then again, let's hope it figures itself out. By the way, guys, we have more than 200 people watching, which is amazing. You guys already know I find every single one of you a freaking gem. All right, these cryptos are gems, but you guys too. If you are enjoying these videos and live streams, though, guys, understand that by you pressing that like button, the video or live stream might perform a little bit better, which means we'll get more people in the community, which is only better if you ask me. All right, so just make sure you always press that button if you want to help out and support. At the end of the day, it doesn't cost you anything, doesn't give you any negative effect, so make sure you press that button to help the channel out a little bit. I appreciate you a ton. Understand that I really appreciate that. I think about that when I go to bed, you know? All right, so moving on. Will Dogefather, let me actually put a timestamp down. You guys keep requesting that too, so I'm trying it again. All right, to go back to timestamping. Will Dogefather Elon Musk look into the direction of XRP? Market players are optimistic for this reason. Well, there's actually one thing I keep thinking about here. Wouldn't it be kind of logical if after Elon Musk, let me see if I have it open here. I'm not sure if I have. If Elon Musk talks so much about these different commissioners, and if you check Elon Musk's Twitter, you'll notice, hey, he talks quite a lot about the SEC. Wouldn't it be logical if at any one of these points, Elon Musk steps up, is like, you know what? The SEC is BS with whatever they say. And this Ripple thing, I don't think it's too necessary either. Because if you guys think about it yet again, if XRP goes down, it's not going to be too long before they're going to try attack Dogecoin. So I honestly think Elon Musk might be a couple of steps ahead with this 400 IQ. And think about defending XRP, or at least the freedom of crypto in a certain sense. Now, I see a couple of you guys state that XRP is pumping right now. Could be. I mean, XRP, I told you guys in my previous video, I think has way more upside than downside. But even this video right now, this live stream, is meant to tell you there's a really good reason why I talk about specific crypto on my channel. What I just mentioned is AVAX, Luna. And what I'm now mentioning in this video is going to be Polkadot and a couple other coins like Shiba Inu we mentioned earlier today. Because I'm sorry if the stream is a little bit laggy, guys. I'm so sorry. I can see it buffering. I'm not sure why. But the reason I talk about these crypto is honestly because I believe in them and I think they'll do good longer term. But also honestly because I see different methods to make profit on them. I'm literally so used to sharing this with you because there's no harm in it for me. I try to find these opportunities where I see, hey, there's a discrepancy between the actual status and news of a certain crypto and the price. I reflect that back to you. What you do with that information, though, is completely up to you. But for example, a buy on XRP, it was so logical at this point. There's such a discrepancy between the price, and I've been shouting this for a couple of weeks right now, and the actual news and fundamentals. It's so insane. Fundamentals of XRP are crazy. I've told you guys that 1,000 times. But also the lawsuit, it's such a good risk to reward. The chance of them winning, ridiculously high if you ask me. But then again, the downside is so minimal in comparison to most other cryptos like ADA, for example, which could get this lawsuit on top of them a little bit later. And so I keep saying to people, man, it's so worth it to get into XRP. But it's also from a different perspective. Right now, for example, people are logically speaking going to keep buying it in anticipation of this airdrop going in about 4 days. It's logic, common sense. Again, some people don't know about it though. And that's again where the discrepancy lies. So I tell you. So hopefully you can get the benefits off of that and potentially get some nice trades in, or some nice buys or strategical, whatever's a little bit up front. But in regards to Elon Musk, we don't know what he's doing. We don't know if it's good or bad if he actually joined the XP community at the end of the day, because he brings with him a lot of controversy. But here, Crypto Bull said, I would love for Elon Musk to support the XP community. I think more than most, he understands how corrupt the SEC is. He has a point there, though, right? He very much has a point. Ripple, Elon Musk, both very much against the way that the SEC is handling itself right now. And again, a couple of the things I've shared now over on my Twitter show that exactly too. The SEC ain't that juicy of a how can you say it, a commission, I guess, anymore. They just ain't. These guys are not doing the job which they were supposed to do. And people are noticing that. James Fillon, I actually shared this news over in my previous video too, but right now I'm sharing it again. The US SEC said today, SEC Commissioner Elad L. Roisman announced his intent to depart the SEC. People all of a sudden start thinking, where's he going to? Maxey said, it wouldn't happen to be joining De Beauvoir and Plimpton or Cleary Gottlieb by any chance. Would be a great move. Because people right now are starting to figure out these SEC key members, what they do is they work for the commission, the SEC. They get themselves a nice juicy position over in there. Make a couple of crypto rules, right? Because that's what you do over at the SEC. At least you try to. And then go work for a company that has exactly the best benefit in the rules you just made. It's a multi-million-dollar incentive. And we just noticed with a couple of these other SEC commissioners, it ain't a legal thing. But we're going to find more about that, I guess, pretty shortly. However, James Fillon said Elad Roisman has announced he's leaving the SEC at the end of January. I think the SEC is in a disarray at all levels, because what in the world is happening over there? It's so crazy. I keep looking at it and thinking, wow, this is funny. By the way, little side note, all right? Because the SEC is one thing. Elon Musk, you can connect to it. It's another. Regards to XRP, price logical if we actually see some very big volatility throughout the next 4 days. Sologenic, I honestly recommend highly against being too ecstatic about that, because I think the Sologenic price is very overvalued, honestly. what they're going to do is for every solo you have, you're getting like 5 or so. Yeah, we have some nice little frame drops here. Oh my God, I'm going to punch this freaking arm. One day, I'm going to throw this MacBook out the air. Maybe give it away to somebody for free. I should. Because this thing, I cannot do anything with it. The only purpose I bought it for is recording. And the only thing it cannot do is actually record or stream. Like, what is it? But I digress. I think Sologenic is a little bit scarier. Because it just went so hard. And I think they're going to give out like 5 for every 1 Sologenic you have or something like that, right? But then again, guys, just check my channel if you want to get yourself into that airdrop. It's ridiculously simple. So make sure you just get it, though, because there's no negative side in getting it. By the way, guys, let me know in the chat box where you guys are all watching from. We have almost 250 viewers. That's exciting. I'm thinking of bringing the daily streams back. But I maybe should actually get a standard time going. Like a 1 p.m. my time, for example, or something like that. So you guys know exactly when I'm going to be streaming. So you guys know exactly when to come back and when exactly you can get all the most important and juicy daily crypto news. We should think of a good time. We should do like a poll here where you guys can all vote for what the best time is. Because, of course, I don't want to do that stream when everybody in LA is sleeping. Or if my audience, if you guys are mostly like Australia, that would also be bad. Okay, it says right there 1.5 per solo and 0.013 per XRP. Okay, those numbers changed quite significantly in due time, huh? Already. Okay, so somebody says 0.5 ratio for solo. Solo hit 15 before January 20th. I'm telling you, I'm a little bit afraid of Sologenic, honestly. Again, guys, you know I am ridiculously bullish on XRP and the XRP ecosystem. I like it a lot. I have the majority of my money right now in XRP, gonna be honest with you. But I am telling you, it's a little bit scary to go for Sologenic too much. I honestly would just like to get the free Sologenic monies and then kind of leave it at that. Just being completely open and transparent. You guys know me, all right? I don't BS around. It's the truth. It's the truth. You might like it. You might not like it. Some people like to press the dislike button whenever I say that type of stuff, but I'm just being more honest than some others. If I really wanted to get the most amount of likes and the most amount of people to love me, I'd say, yeah, Sologenic is so amazing. Keep buying, keep going. But let's be rational here. Let's think about it. There's going to most likely be quite a significant dip just after the airdrop has been done, because that's usually what happens with these things. People sell it off because they've gotten their claim. So if you're buying solo, get the airdrop and get GTFO. But even then, it might actually start dumping a little bit before, because some people sometimes do that. It's pretty crazy how that goes. Wow! Holy smoke, guys. Look at this. Wait a minute. Let me open this up. Can it please load? Guys, we're in $3,000 profit on our trade here. You guys are right. XP is pumping. XP is doing juicy right here. I told you guys this in my previous video, by the way. I told you, well, if you don't have a long position open on XRP, you're crazy right now. And a couple of hours later after that video, boom, another at least $1,000 on our trade here. And mind you, this trade is only $2,000 worth, right? We're trading with $20,000 over on Bybit, 25,000 XRP, but we only put in $2,000. That's what I keep sharing with you as well on this channel, man. There's so much money to be made in leverage trading if you know what you're doing a little bit. Guys, check the freaking link down below for Bybit. I'm going to share it with you guys real quick. Let me see if I can find the link here. And also, my stream is a little bit laggy. Not too sure what that is all about. It's the way it goes. Sometimes you can't help it. It can't be helped sometimes. Let me share that little link in the chat box right there. There we go. Get yourself a little account over on there if you like, because I love it. It's working like a charm. Let me see. Mr. Chancellor says, me too, Dusty. Thought about switching for solo, but the dump after will be quick and I'll lose XRP. I don't know about that. I'm not going to speculate on whether or not it's smart to sell your XRP for solo and then change it back. It's difficult. And Andre says, Roisman was appointed by Trump. Biden going to get rid of every pro-crypto SEC commissioner. To be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure what's making this SEC official quit. It could be a personal decision to work for a law firm to make extra money. It's difficult. So it's hard to say. Legit says that's because the amount of trust lines set over yeah. So I understand. What he's basically saying is that it changes the amount of Sologenic that you'll get as time moves on, as more trust lines are set in. The logical explanation for that is just the more people that join, the less you're going to get, and the more the ratio changes. But isn't this beautiful actually as well? Every single thing makes sense here for the XP price here. That's beautiful as well. We talked here about our base that we've set in. everything is coming to fruition exactly as planned. And I don't have that too often, where it's such a beautiful play. Let me actually open up TradingView as well to see XRP versus Bitcoin. Because our prediction was we're going to keep breaking out on that because XRP was undervalued. People always go into the comment section and laugh in my face, say, you're a freaking dumbass for saying this stuff. And I'm always taking it in, thinking, okay, you do you. You say what you want to say. I think XRP is undervalued. If you think differently, that's completely fine. But finally, today the fruits are bearing off. It's finally showing where my logic sets in. Let me see. Okay, I need to get some more room to get this in here. There we go. I told you all, S&P, anything like that down, doesn't really hurt XRP most of the time anymore when we're in such a narrative like we are in right now. I told you guys this before. It makes so much sense. It happens in the exact same manner every single time. It hurts mostly Bitcoin. Then again, if you actually buy Bitcoin on days where the stock market goes down, you usually get a really big rebound. And I'm honestly thinking, guys, to open up a Bitcoin position right now even is not too crazy of an idea. I know we're up a little bit again, but honestly, usually these rebounds are quite nice with at least an 8% return, which again, with our Bitcoin leverage could be about 130% that we make on a trade right now. I honestly think, guys, that buying Bitcoin right now is not a bad idea. We're going to get a breakout real soon, most likely. It's not too stupid, not too shabby, not too stupid. But that's just me, though. My thought process is right now opening up some positions over on Bybit ain't too crazy. It ain't. It's logic. Right now, we're again at a little predicament here. Bitcoin has chosen to respect our values. Most likely going to break out here in the short term. Let us see it, though. Let us see it, obviously. Let us see it. But I think so. I think it's going to be a good little reversal here. We got ourselves a chance to buy a Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin at like 45,000 a day. If you get yourself a Bitcoin position open at that time, at that point, congratulations to you. I've shown you guys before over on the weekly chart that I do believe, though, that Bitcoin is in an extremely good position right now. I think I have it open like on the side here. Let me see. Yes, I think I have it open here on the side here where I showed you guys that before. Let me quickly see if I can find it. Can we find it? Here's the XRP to BTC. No, we don't have Bitcoin specifically open anymore. Oh, here we do. Yeah, and I told you guys, literally, this is all during the previous video. We need to get a good bounce off of the 50 EMA, but I do think we'll respect it. This is the previous video that we made on the channel. Right now, dude, do you have a wooden PC? I have a almost $4,000 MacBook Pro. Little side note, little fun fact. And this thing can't handle anything. It's really whack in that from that perspective. It's not too good a thing. D Cube says, I think Dusty starts singing soon. John does another day of sideways trading. We've been doing that for almost a year, lol. I don't know, but I don't really care about sideways trading from a certain perspective. I mean, we're making some good trades here, making some good money. And as long as the pattern is kind of obvious like it is right now, we're seeing everything exactly the way we wanted to see it. We all said we want a bounce, at least I'm just talking about myself here. We want a bounce off of the 50 EMA. A lot of people said we want to close December above Bitcoin, right? Above $60,000. I think Bitcoin doesn't actually have to close above $60,000. I honestly think if we're just above 53,000, we're already in a really bullish position. But a lot of people want to get over this little hurdle that we have right there to actually showcase we're in bullish momentum. All the hurdles over here. Honestly, if we're being completely open about hurdles, we obviously need to close above 65,000, just to get a full bullish momentum going. But if we actually zoom out to a monthly or anything like that, like those perspectives none of them really state that we need to get any reversal this month. If we get a really negative candle right here, it's not too crazy. I mean, we can literally copy what we had throughout basically April and June of 3 down months before actually another bullish little cycle. I mean, if you look at it like this, it doesn't really actually look too bad or too crazy. Tutti Loco says, yeah, Dusty, chill out. It's still under $1. When it's past 4, then you can sing. A lot of you guys are obviously understanding this wrong. You can make millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, even hundreds of millions of dollars without the XP price moving more than 20 cents. I honestly think that if you're just waiting for the price to move, that's fine. But it's a different thing, all right? Obviously, we are trading, and as I've said before, there's multiple accounts that we're using for that exact purpose. But right now, off of a move like this, we can make tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars, even though it just moved itself about 5 cents or so. First of all, that's the power of leverage trading or having a lot of money, depends, right? But it's, in my opinion, more of a percentage game because everybody has to do it in their own little sector. If you start out with $1,000 bankroll, obviously it's going to be the, not the same, but similar percentages as somebody starting out with a $100,000 bankroll. It's a percentual thing, right? So that's, again, once more the reason why I don't show my own trades. There's a couple of reasons there. I'll explain them to you guys right now. I think the majority of people who show their trades all the way actually give you a false narrative. The reason I show you guys some stuff is because these things I open up during a stream. And I tell you guys about it. I tell you guys exactly why I'm opening them up. And we open them up to kind of showcase you, hey, it's pretty easy to make money in crypto and trading with leverage if you know what you're doing. It's definitely not easy to trade and make money, but you can definitely do it if you know what you're getting into, so to speak. But then also why I said I don't like to show trades that I've done offline or so is mostly because what's the purpose of that? I can tell you in hindsight why I opened a position, but if you couldn't copy, it's a lot harder to learn from something if it's basically done in hindsight. That is why I sometimes open theoretical trades up front, but usually these things change within like a snap like that. What if I'm not behind a computer? Can I give you guys the update that I'm going to open up another trade? So if I win, let's say 4 out of 7 trades, which is not a crazy number, had a couple of discussions about it, but if you, for example, let's say you get 10 times your money every time you win, and you only lose your input every time you lose, even if you win only 30% of the time, you'll make a crazy amount of money. But that's besides the point. A lot of people don't understand that. What I'm trying to say here is if I only, let's say, for example, win 4 out of 7, but I accidentally didn't have time to show a couple of my winning trades, so you guys can't copy those, for example. Some of the people copying will make crazy losses. And then I could be here showing how good we are doing every single day because I'm making all my trades, but some people didn't. I'm going to feel bad about that. So what I try to do is give you guys exactly my thought process, exactly what goes through my mind up front. And if something changes, at least I can tell you, hey, this changed, this changed, this changed. But at least I don't feel in my head like, oh, I opened a trade, people opened that trade too, and it went wrong. It's just something I don't want to feel the pressure of, you know? I would more so like to give you guys the theory and exactly my thoughts and then tell you if I'm right or wrong. Then, yeah, I don't know. It's my thought process. Corn says, hello from Sweden, my people. I excited the solo crash by the skin of my chinny chin chin. Okay, let's actually see here. Do you guys think solo will actually pump or dump in the medium term? Eric says, just don't be like Moon. Moon is richer than the majority of us will ever be. You know, that man has hundreds of millions of dollars. It's a wealthy man. I'm not sure why you don't want to be like him. It's one of the richest people you might meet in your lifetime. He's a really nice guy, by the way. But that's besides the point. Can you do a one month series of trading 1K? I've actually done that once on my channel, but it's been more than 4 years ago. Where I did a $1,000 to $10,000 challenge with trading bots. It was pretty fun. But that was also during, I think, the bull market in 2017. Even now, I guess it can pretty easily work because in bull markets, going from $1,000 to $10,000 is really simple. And with really simple, of course, I still mean it will take time, right? It might take a couple of months in that sense. But it's so different, by the way, to go from 1,000 to 10,000 versus from, for example, 1 million to 10 million. It's a really different process. And for your head, it depends on how much money you start with. For example, if you're starting out with $100,000, going from 1 to 10,000 bucks is really different than going from 100,000 to 1 million bucks. It's really different. A lot of people also don't understand that, by the way. But yeah, right now, major sectors I'm investing in, and most people I know are investing in, is metaverse and launchpad type of things. It's just the way that things are going right now. It's just, I honestly think it's like some of the best stuff. But all right, let's continue on with some of the news, because I'm kind of going off of rails here a little bit. Because I just got excited, got sidetracked a little bit. Got sidetracked a pretty big bit because I'm seeing we're like 29 minutes in already. So sorry about that. By the way, guys, if you're still watching this, we had about 2,700 different plays. If you're still watching right now, guys, make sure you press that like button real quick. I want to try end this stream over 500 likes. I think it's easily possible if all you guys just support the channel a little bit. Would be amazing. This U.S. city becomes the first to add crypto payroll conversion to crypto for employees. A wave of political goodwill and support for Bitcoin is building up in the US, and Bitcoin's a dizzying market, yada, yada, yada. Well, include New York City's newly elected mayor, Eric Adams, to Miami Mayor Francis Suarez, among others. Now, in the wave of cities across the U.S. edging closer to Bitcoin adoption, city of Jackson, Tennessee, led by the city's mayor, Scott Conger, is racing ahead. Because according to a report by local media outlet, city of Jackson will soon be making history as the first city in the nation to add crypto to the payroll conversion option for city employees. The city has now opened a request for bids from companies that will be responsible for converting crypto. The announcement concerning the request for proposal read as follows. The RFP is open. Request for proposals? The 22nd of December is when the respondents have to respond to the RFP. So once the 22nd hits, we'll open the bids, have the committee, and then they'll review it. They'll probably make a recommendation to the council in February. Wow. Right? That's just juicy stuff as far as I know. So that is definitely good. At least for the adoption wise, that's a really interesting and, in my opinion, nice announcement to have. We haven't even sniffed the Bitcoin price bottom yet. Veteran trader suggests as Bitcoin falls below 46,000. It's always pretty funny. We've actually covered this individual quite a couple of different times throughout the journey here. And I'm telling you guys again, Peter Brandt is bearish on Bitcoin, period. He keeps telling us it's going to be moving down, it's going to be going crazier. Right now, he's basing it partially on volume. In a December 20th tweet, trader Peter Brandt noted that the key bottoms in Bitcoin occurred with panic capitulation driven by strong volumes, and this hasn't happened yet, which means that the number one crypto market cap could post lower lows in the near future, according to Brandt. Bitcoin has not recovered from the September low, while some disagreed that we will see a capitulation sell-off. Others believe that the Bitcoin price has to surge lower for real liquidity before completely reversing the bearish trend. There's definitely some added thought to it, right? It's definitely, we can definitely kind of feel where they are coming from a certain perspective. So, okay. Investors are taking advantage of Bitcoin's falling prices right now as the window of opportunity closes, and here's why. Well, that's honestly because, if you think about it here, what we're facing is a little bit of a wash. Let's see. Robert Frank, CNBC's wealth editor, told viewers that the time is running out for crypto investors to take advantage of tax loophole that is coming to an end. The opportunity is an exemption of the wash sale rule, which savvy investors are exploiting to offset the tax liabilities. Under the wash rule, investors are required to wait at least 30 days before repurchasing a particular security for tax losses, but crypto investors are not inhibited by such a rule. If you bought Bitcoin at $65,000 and you sold it for $47,000, you could use the $18,000 loss to offset any gains and immediately buy it back to stay invested in the market, explained Frank. Now, I don't want to go too far into all of this because at the end of the day, this is talking about making a loss, so to speak. But they're talking about some different methods in which you can kind of help out for your taxes on the short to medium term here in a little bit. However, pretty shortly here, beginning from January 1st, 2022, crypto exchanges like Coinbase and Kraken are to report details of customers' holdings to the IRS. Exchanges will be required to file the name, address, and contact details of customers, the gross proceeds from the sale of digital assets, and the long and short-term capital gains and losses. And the reason is the definition of the term broker in the infrastructure bill to include any person who, for consideration, is responsible for regulatory providing any service, effectuating transfers of digital assets on behalf of another person. And officially, the infrastructure bill will come into effect for crypto in 2024, right? But I guess maybe that's for some of the bigger changes. I think maybe like a change like this where Coinbase and Kraken and whatnot have to give over their information to the IRS. It's not like a really big or really amazing thing where we're really confused about it and anything like that. Like it's just kind of like logical in the next step ahead. By the way, guys, let me know in the chat box here. Are you holding XRP? Just a little yes or no would suffice. Sometimes I look at the chat box and think, hey, we have a lot of XRP holders out there. But maybe a lot of these guys are like XLM fans, or maybe you guys are like VeChain or ADA or just Bitcoin in general. How many of you guys are holding XRP and like our XRP community if you had to make a choice? Okay, we got maybe, we got yes, diamond hands, yes. Yeah, most likely. I already thought so, but it's just sometimes interesting to see. Yes, XRP, much XP. We have no no's just quite yet. Here's how high Polygon Matic could soar in 2022 and beyond, according to Invest Answers. Okay, my own answer to this is there's no real easy cap on the Polygon price because from a certain perspective, it is based upon Ethereum. And I would say, I don't think it's going to have more than a tenth of the value of Ethereum. But as Ethereum grows, things can actually change quite severely depending on how Ethereum 2 is going to look and how Polygon, rather than Matic in that sense, will actually increase themselves. Because as it currently stands, primarily as a layer 2 for Ethereum, I think their options are quite limited. But as they fix themselves on potentially being like a multi-layer hub or anything along those lines, it can definitely increase their market share in the general crypto market. And if Ethereum 2.0, for example, fails, the appeal for something like Polygon Matic will be so severe that I do believe it can actually get a way higher percentage of Ethereum's market cap. And that is, again, literally what I refer to it as. It's Ethereum's market cap that it can basically refer off of, because Polygon on its own, it's not that much. It mostly revolves around Ethereum, so it's a percentage-based game on how much they have. If Ethereum, for example, is $1 trillion, Polygon is most likely not going to be 1.2 trillion because that doesn't make any sense. It usually isn't bigger than their mother, so to speak. In this case, I think 1/10 is definitely a fair value for how big Polygon should be in the near term, which is still about tripling or so of the current price, if you ask me. That's where Polygon should be right now. But we'll have to update, I guess, as we get closer and closer to those optimal prices, so to speak, before we're going to continue on with different scenarios and different ideas. But that's like my short-term thought process of just how big it should be logically. But again, things can differ in the real world. Bitcoin declared dead 42 times this year, 3 times as many as the entire of 2020. You know what one of the most fun parts about crypto investing is, and about crypto communities, guys? And I see this quite often as well. It's when things are doing best that people call them the worst. Meaning, usually when Bitcoin is like neutral or downward sloping, people don't really care too much for it. They don't call it dead, they don't call it good, they don't call it anything. It's only when Bitcoin starts doing good that you see a lot of skeptics come out of the little hidey holes, out of the little closets and whatnot, little, little holes out of the ground. Why? 3 reasons, I guess. Number 1, you get a lot more clicks. If you're really bearish in a really bullish market, you get a lot more clicks, you get a lot more people excited. 2, you're a contrarian, so obviously you get a lot more attention if you're right, and you have a really big chance of being the guy who was right when everybody was betting on the exact other side. And 3 is you're bound to be kind of right at one point. If you're in a really big bull market, eventually it's going to switch over to a bear market. And so if you keep shouting it, eventually it'll happen a little bit. And even though, in theory, you can have been very wrong for like months with no end, eventually you'll be right a little bit. And so that might give you another credibility, like we said in like option number 2. And so from that perspective, there's definitely a good chance that people keep calling for Bitcoin to die here at all these points, because there's just benefit in that being so. Then again, it's actually kind of funny. I don't think we'll see levels of 2017 again for a very long time unless Bitcoin goes down ridiculously much. And I think for a good part that has to do with the fact that right here, the technology wasn't as set in stone as it is right now. As you can clearly see, 2020, there were not really that many people who called out for Bitcoin deaths or relatively how heavy it all was, mostly because it can never really die anymore, if you ask me. It can only get less big or really annoying from regulatory perspective, but it cannot die. As we've established, there can always be one little guy in his little basement mining Bitcoin, and it's always going to stay that way. So as time moves on, Bitcoin will not die anymore, except for this year, for example, things with the SEC, when people are like, oh, maybe regulations will kill Bitcoin or this, that. But that's, again, what I think, because prices are doing so good, and people start getting scared that it's all going to crash eventually, because that's also what some big billionaires are saying and whatnot. My own opinion is no, it can never really die anymore. Polkadot has launched parachains. Parachains have launched, bringing Polkadot's multi-chain capabilities to life. Polkadot's first 5 parachains have gone live. Akala, Moonbeam, Parallel, Aster, and Clover, like I called out, are the first projects to launch on the network. The next batch of parachains will kick off December 23rd. The first 5 parachains have gone live on Polkadot. And as I've said before, guys, this makes Polkadot extremely, extremely scarce. Each project now has a parachain lease until October 20th, 2023, which means, again, a lot of money is going to be staked for a very, very long time. A lot of money to be made right there with Polkadot right now. Then again, a little problem about it is, as I said before, it's a long locking period, which to some people is not that nice. And again, it makes Polkadot more scarce, which means there's an increase in prices, there's less supply, so that's good. Just depends on your own perspective, I guess. All right, I'm checking out the comment section as well a little bit. Just bought on Saturday more XRP, I guess. Huh? How are we about XLM? Are you guys excited about XLM in the chat box? Elon Musk believes crypto-hating Senator Warren should leave Senate for good. We talked about this a little bit earlier in the stream here, where we talked about the SEC, Elon Musk's connections, and whether or not he could talk about XRP. Tesla CEO posts war tweets against crypto-hater Elizabeth Warren, saying the U.S. Senate needs someone better, and here's why. One of the most interesting parts, I guess, is how Elon Musk is paying the highest amount of tax ever, $11 billion, right? And Senator Warren put at least something along these lines. Jana Strider found, why is Senator Warren buying ads on Facebook to promote her post, bashing Elon Musk and asking people to pay her $10? She's literally asking people to give her $10 while claiming Elon is scared of her. And then Elon said, this is such a deeply messed up lie to the American people. She's one of the freeloading of taxpayers, while I'm paying the largest amount of tax of any individual in history. Is Senator Warren really someone we want as a U.S. Senator? As it says here, freeloading billionaire, made over $200 billion in the pandemic, avoids taxes. It's time for tax of wealth. And to be honest with you guys, I don't think that people see this the right way. Whenever I check out Twitter, there's a lot of people who say, oh, if Jeff Bezos were to spend $1 million a day, it takes so many hundreds of years to spend all the money. Or, yeah, why these guys are all hiding from tax. Partially, you're true, because they, of course, want to minimize tax. Like any person in the world who's like, you know what? I can't pay more tax, so let me do that. Nobody. It's only that these guys are, quote-unquote, richer, so they're hiding more, right? Well, to be honest with you, a lot of these guys don't really have income. If you have income, there's not really too much to play around with. A lot of these guys just have a lot of shares, a lot of property, a lot of equity, depending on how you view it, that goes up in value. And so he made $200 billion in the pandemic. I mean, if his company became worth more, where should the tax all of a sudden come from just because he's worth more? He doesn't necessarily have to have a penny to his name, right? Just because your company became worth more. So I don't really understand exactly how people sometimes view that, as it's not cryptocurrency literally. He did, of course, have some crypto, but it's like not a one-to-one thing. A lot of people actually like to mess that up a little bit. And I see that often on like Twitter and whatnot, where people say, oh, that guy made so much money this year. He's all the tax, just stupid stuff, if you ask me a little bit. I don't know. I think a lot of people don't understand that. Ryan says, can't stand Jim McCallum from what he did back in the day. Unfortunately, can't buy Stellar because of him. There's a lot of people feelings about Stellar, to be honest. Really? So Jim McCallum is the co-founder of Stellar. He's also the co-creator of Ripple. He left that in 2014, I think, to found Stellar. I don't know why you have such harsh feelings towards him, though. Maybe because he had a different view on how Ripple should head than the other founders, so he left. He started his own company with the same sort of crypto. I just didn't like the burn that they did on XLM, to be honest with you. But I think XLM is still on a pretty good path, to be honest. I think it's pretty juicy crypto still. But right, besides Musk seems too angry at Warren that he tweeted that the U.S. Senate and the state of Massachusetts deserve someone better. David Lee says Warren is up for re-election in 2024. Elon said the great state of Massachusetts deserves someone better. But let's not dive too far into that. It's been a big debate, right? Elizabeth Warren literally said, let's change the rigged tax code so the person of the year will actually pay taxes and stop freeloading off of everyone else. Peter Schiff, our main guy, coming in to say, Senator, you're the real freeloader. Your salary is paid by taxpayers. Since you only pay a fraction of the salary you receive from the government back to the government in taxes, you effectively pay no taxes on your salary. You are a tax taker, not a taxpayer. Get a real job. Whatever. Let's not see what I think about that. It's pretty funny, I think. All right. Then Bitcoin death cross that pushed Bitcoin price to 28.8 thousand reappears. You might think this is 4 hours ago. Well, nope. Actually, I don't think so. I think I opened this like 2 days ago. Let's see. I sometimes sit on my news for a little bit because I'm busy or I forget. Wow. Actually, I don't know what the views just now were, but it turned to 66,000. As at the end of the day, this guy was kind of right. I don't want to lie to you. But if this guy said 2 days ago that Bitcoin price is going to fall a little bit, he was a little bit right because we did move down a couple $1,000s more. So maybe. However, let's see this bearish scenario, yes? On December 18th, the Bitcoin price will experience a death cross, a market indicator that occurs when a short-term moving average slips below a long-term moving average. In this case, Bitcoin's 20-day EMA will close below its 200-day EMA. Honest with you, it's a death cross. But our traditional death cross is a 50 and a 200. Not a 20 and a 200. The indicator may end up altering traders and investors about the potential sell-off in the coming sessions, given its history of predicting bear trends in advance. For instance, the 2200 bearish crossover that appeared on May 30th, 2021 was instrumental in crashing the Bitcoin price from $36,000 to $28,000 in the next 24 days, which is relatively a bigger drop, right? Of course, because percentage-wise, this is a way bigger drop. Like right now, if we're to go from 36.5 thousand to 28,000, it's like, oh, it's just $7,000 off a Bitcoin price. It's nothing. But relatively, that was a lot more back then than it is now. A similar death cross also surfaced during the March 2020 crash, exactly a day before the Bitcoin price dropped from nearly 8,000 to below 4,000. Once more, that's half the Bitcoin price gone that we knew at that point. It's crazy, actually, that right now, $8,000 per Bitcoin is like, what? That's really low. When in reality, I remember when $4,000 per Bitcoin was like, what is going on? Right now, even if I'm looking at Ethereum, I'm like, oh, it's only $3,000 per Ethereum when I bought the majority of my Ethereum below $100. It's like, what? All right, Bitcoin has been correcting consecutively across the last 4 weeks and looks poised to close the ongoing weekly session in losses, primarily due to the Federal Reserve taking more aggressive action on inflation, as I've said before. In the last 30 days, Bitcoin price has fallen nearly 17.5%, including a correction from its record high of 69,000 on November 10th. In doing so, cryptocurrency briefly fell to about 42.3 thousand, only to rebound sharply later, pairing some losses as shown in the chart below. Nonetheless, rebound did not turn into a bullish reversal. The Bitcoin price has been trending lower after finding an interim resistance near $50,000, a psychological level. And Bitcoin's efforts to retest $50,000 for a bullish breakout face opposition from its descending channel resistance trendline, combined with an additional downside pressure from its 200-day EMA and 200-day EMA waves, which are also sitting near 50K. As a result, the path of least resistance for Bitcoin appears to the downside. And with the death cross looming, the crypto would likely continue trending inside the descending channel to test levels at about 42,000 exactly, for a strong pullback move. If the decline accelerates, the price may eye $40,000 next as its downside target. And another factor which I like to talk about over on this channel is the RSI. Another leg would also push Bitcoin's daily RSI into its oversold territory below 30, a buying signal. For now, the momentum indicator has been attempting to break above its downward sloping trend line, a move that has earlier predicted Bitcoin's local price bottoms. On a shorter time frame chart, the RSI has been consolidating sideways, anticipating that it would break out of the rectangle range to the upside. And at the core of this optimistic outlook is a fractal from September 2021, shared by Mazi, an independent crypto market analyst. Bitcoin's following a similar structure from the end of September, the analyst noted on Saturday. Notice the RSI consolidation, waiting on a clear break of the upper trend line as confirmation. Yeah, we are seeing that indeed. Projects like Cardano will be as ubiquitous as the internet and used by billions, Hoskinson says. It's funny how Hoskinson was also the guy to claim that ADA was going to be the first $1 trillion crypto, when in reality, I mean, it did well. It became third in the crypto market cap, but really it's not actually in actuality close to Bitcoin when it hit $1 trillion. And he also said in 2017-18 that it would take another 10 to 11 years to actually get another crypto bull run like we had in 2017. But in reality, it took only 3-ish. So, I mean, I don't really hold by his words too much, except for the fact that cryptocurrency as a whole will indeed be used by billions eventually, I think. But he believes in Cardano's vision, and all I can say about it is understandable. I mean, he's the founder. He believes in this project, which is good stuff. You know, it's good to see him being so excited about it. And there is some logic in his statements as well, as they're going for a different niche, mostly for the amount of people rather than the high-valued people, the high-valued clientele, like the San Francisco type of clientele. They go for everybody, you know, so it's a good thing. Okay. Have you talked about HBAR before? Yeah, I talked about HBAR quite often on the channel. It's one of my top crypto. I like it a lot. In the near future, XP is worth $37,000. You will have to sell it through Polysign. Ooh. Okay, let's actually do another poll here real quick. Do you guys believe in $10,000 per XRP? Yes or no? And guys, if you're watching this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and press that like button real quick. I want to try to get this stream to, let's put our request a little bit lower. I want to get this stream to 250 likes. I think it should easily be possible. Shouldn't be too crazy. So make sure you press that button if you haven't done it yet. All right, ADA at last. Good news for Cardano as Flexipayments network adds support. Amidst the bustle of developments in the Cardano ecosystem, its native cryptocurrency ADA was added as a payment option by the pure digital payment network Flexa recently. And all I can say about this is, it's nice. It's nice for ADA, a little bit good. And we're actually seeing in the chat box that a lot of people are not actually believing in $10,000 per XRP. And what I mean with believe is just if you think the price will eventually hit that number. So my philosophy about that is, right, is I honestly think $10,000 per XRP is a really interesting question, because I obviously am like, why does it matter? It's like the same thing as asking, do you believe Bitcoin $10 million? It's like, well, I can get there, but there's no real one-way road. There's no road figured out. It's like just a number out there in thin air. It's like, will the dollar eventually become worth, like a fifth of what it, or like, let's say a hundredth of what it is now? That $1 is worth a cent. Eventually, yes, but who knows when? So, yeah, okay. Because so many things can change in the meantime. Maybe within that time frame, the way we see currencies and values will have changed drastically as well. If we look back 50 years, we didn't have computers in the way we have them now. We didn't have cryptocurrency whatsoever, obviously. Such a huge amount of things change in time, basically. So that's what I'm thinking as well. We can think about the dollar value of these cryptos, but maybe eventually the dollar value of a crypto doesn't matter, when in reality, we want these cryptos to have main adoption, right? So obviously, in my own opinion, in my belief, the only way in which we can see such a crazy amount of money per XRP is if it didn't matter what the value of money is per XRP, because XRP is the money then. So whatever the dollar value is, 10,000, 100,000, it doesn't matter, because that fiat, basically, what you're valuing it in, has no value anymore. So if it's like $5 bazillion per XRP or 500,000, it shouldn't matter anymore, because that dollar thing became worthless. That's my thought process. So in the same regard, I don't think in a normal way that we have it right now, it will hit that number ever, because it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But if you're talking about some of those heavier scenarios with XRP as like a standard, yeah, things become more, there's more options, so to speak. Then billionaire Ray Dalio, and I will talk about this a little bit later today because I have some stuff to say about that, advises that cryptocurrency is the remedy to inflation. I keep sharing this with you guys, and I've shared it actually like 1,000 times already. These billionaires know what to do against inflation. These billionaires know where the real money lies. And right now, if you ask me, it is really with crypto. It really is. These things are not opening up really too much. All right, it just said here on hypebeast.com, Instagram is actively exploring NFTs, according to CEO. That was it. I didn't really have too much to say about that anyway. And here it said, could Ethereum hit $10,000 in 2022? Ethereum could have several catalysts that could enable it to reach $10,000 in 2022. Also, this is a stupid article if you ask me. Can it happen? Yeah, obviously. It can happen literally in the span of a couple of weeks. Once Bitcoin goes on a run, there's a really good chance, like a 95% chance, that Ethereum is going to see a $10,000 valuation. The only question is what exactly is going to put it there, but we don't really know about that. So it's just like freaking wet finger work. It's like, how can we know? Right? It's just a guessing game. Nobody knows exactly what next incentive is going to take us to that level. So I don't think it's even worth your time to really speculate over too much. But again, that's just my thought process, right? I think what's more important is, what are the crypto prices doing right now, short term? How can we make the most amount of money off of that? And what should we be buying? All those types of questions. Right now, I'm thinking, hey, let's wait for a little Bitcoin breakout. I'm hoping it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. A lot of people who have the long positions open. I think you have a better chance of being right than being wrong. I have my own long positions open over on Bybit, as you guys know. And I'm thinking maybe of even opening up another crazy position right now just to show you guys. Then again, I do think it would have been nicer if I opened it at about $45,000 or a little bit around that level rather than 47. But it is indeed still a pretty cool level to actually open it up, because once more, if we do break out and we get some confirmation, that's definitely going to be one of the most profitable trades of this year, most likely. And with this year, of course, I mean the next about 365 days, not this next couple of weeks. Because I do believe that the moment we reverse, we're going to reverse quite significantly, as I've shared over on this chart right here. On the weekly chart, usually I show it to you guys. That if we do reverse, we're mostly going to reverse quite quickly. Also, the monthly, you can see it. And I hope that we're going to bounce off of this 50 EMA, as I've also shared a couple of times. I think is a key factor right now for showcasing the reversal, basically. Because we have a nice little bounce right back here and coming right back up. Yeah, I honestly think that would be nicest. That would be best. But yeah, honestly speaking, just have some long positions open right now. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth all the different ways and methods. But yeah. All right. Guys, that was it for our little update here. We talked about the crypto prices. We talked about all the crypto stuff I wanted to talk about for right now. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the little news update. By the way, if you are not into Bybit just quite yet, I honestly recommend you guys to check this out. I recommended you all, and remember yourself of this, right? I recommended you all to buy this crypto. And I honestly saying here recommend because I'm telling you this stuff as a friend, but I honestly know my stuff. All right, I really do. I told you all, get yourself into Bybit because right now there are some crazy deposit bonuses. If you deposit, I don't know, let's say $100,000, you get $3,500 for free. In total, $4,100. That $4,100 you can use with as more than $200,000 to trade with, which in reality is a freaking ton of money that you can get for absolutely free. That's $200,000 for free. But I digress, right? What I mean more so is I told you all, let's get into this coin. All you need to have is BIT in your account. And I told you all, I'm expecting the price to go times 4, right? Literally said that on the video 5 times at least. Where are we at right now? Well, when I made the update on my Telegram, the price was at times 6. Right now, the price is exactly times 4. I think it will go to times 5, back to about 20 cents or so. Maybe even 26 cents later on throughout tomorrow. But that's really funny though, huh? I'm telling you guys about an opportunity to quadruple your money, and we exactly quadrupled our money. I've been looking too much into this crypto stuff, guys. It is insane stuff. Oh, it's crazy. It is starting to get crazy. I should also move this over a little bit so you guys can see better. There we go. This has been crazy though. I should maybe take a break one of these times for just a couple of weeks, just take off. I'm too involved with all this stuff. I can literally see the numbers. It just shows on my face what these cryptos are going to do sometimes. It's crazy. We don't miss. We really don't. Last couple of weeks have been insane. If you're not a millionaire within 1 year, work harder. That's all I can say about that. Because crypto is such a juicy opportunity, man. It's so, I don't want to say it's simple, but it kind of is. You know, it's so crazy. You got to be really involved with it, though, I guess. Because I have my whole family invested into crypto. A lot of them are definitely not becoming millionaires anytime soon in that sense. Because it does take a lot of work. It does take some dedication in that sense. But the majority of the people that have worked really closely with me here on my team and whatnot, yeah, a lot of them are really on a good path. A lot of them are already there. Some of them not yet, but a lot of them are on a good path because, oh boy, is this stuff juicy. But all right. That was it for today's stream. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. We've been streaming for a little bit less than an hour. Would have loved to have over an hour, but we tried our best. It was definitely a good little run. Had a lot of cool stuff to cover. And as I said before, I want to make this stream a little bit more of a daily thing because I noticed here a lot of people were like, oh, hey, I just noticed you're streaming. Haha. No, I want it to be a little more like, oh, yeah, we're going to sit down and start the stream again for all the crypto updates, you know? So I'm definitely going to try and get some more standard times going and announce it a little bit more upfront that we're going to be streaming rather than just a spontaneous stream like what I do nowadays. But I definitely still think it was a lot of fun to see you guys again in the chat box. Not too active with chat today, but still pretty good. Hopefully next time there will be a little bit more people that are really excited to talk as well. Even though I can see Sultan here in the chat box a lot. Andre did his best. Keyshawn. A lot of you guys did do your best. Ryan as well, David. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. You did your best. All right. Thank you so much for watching and stopping by. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Hopefully you will enjoy your day from here on forward. And I'll definitely see you guys again tomorrow in another, maybe even later today, another crypto update or crypto stream or something. At least something's going to be coming out later today, I think. But I also have to work on Patreon a little bit. We'll see how it happens. We'll see how it goes. Thank you all so much for stopping by. And adios, amigos.